Okay, Coach, talk about the last couple of days, how it's been going.
I think each day we've improved. Each day we've added in things both offensively and defensively. We've worked on things with all of our positions. Things that we haven't really been executing very well in practice. Things that we've been picking up as coaches and making notes and just trying to improve on those. We're a little dead leg right now, so this last practice wasn't one of our better efforts, definitely from an error standpoint, but it's something that we've got to learn from, something that we got to work through. We're only going to go one time tomorrow, so hopefully we'll come back tomorrow with a lot of energy and hopefully get our legs back a little bit.
Two pretty competitive sets of scrimmage play. Just kind of what did you kind of take from the team, take from that action?
Well, we're really balanced. We've got a lot of talent on the floor. What I would like to see is us earn more points in our scrimmages. I don't feel like we're forcing the other side to get kills. So that's something that's a little disappointing at this point, because that was one of our big points this spring, is that we really wanted to work on extending rallies, being smart with the ball, and I think right now sometimes we're just kind of being a little mindless, and it's hurting us. It's forcing us into too many errors, and then even in our serve and serve receive game, it's been better. I think from day one to today, it's gradually gotten a little bit better, but it's something we're going to have to improve in immensely if we're going to be not only competitive in the preseason, but definitely in SEC play. We just have to get better in those two aspects.
How far along are you compared to what you kind of expected or what you wanted to be at this point in the preseason?
Each year's different, and so sometimes you come back and you feel like, gosh, we picked up right where we left off in the spring, and then sometimes there's a little bit of a frustration with having to reteach some things that we've already taught, and I think it's probably like in the middle of that. I think some of the reteaching that we did early has been picked up on really fast, but then there's other things that we're consistently having to remind the team about. So I mean, I think we're on target for where we want to be, but I also expect us in the next 2 or 3 days to really start picking up our play. And so that first week of play is always kind of a crapshoot, trying to figure out exactly where you're at. So if you come back in a few days and ask me again, I'll probably have a better idea of exactly where we're at. They haven't been playing a whole lot. They played some open gyms and stuff in the summer, but nothing like this.
Yeah. So
I know we're a little fatigued, and like I said, just kind of dead leg. So I think we're making some mental errors because of that. And so hopefully we'll get better with that as we go through camp, because they're going to be in more situations where that's going to be a factor.
I know a lot of new coaches talk about the buy-in. What's the buy-in like for the team?
Oh, I think it's big time. I mean, I think this team has bought in. They've from day one. I mean, and you're always going to have these players have been successful at different levels, so you're always going to have a little bit of stubbornness, and that's okay. I think sometimes that's what makes a good competitor is a little bit of that. We have some players that probably need to be a little bit more open to coaching, and then we have players, that as soon as we say something, make the adjustments. But overall, as a team, I think the buy-in's been great, and I think they are starting to understand the system more and starting to see that it works. So I don't think that's going to be an issue for us at all.
From what you've seen in the spring to the summer to now, what are your personal expectations for your first year?
I think we, number one, just my expectations are for us to stay with the process and understand that to get to the middle and then to the top of the conference is got to be, we've got to all be on the same page, and that we've got to pay attention to details, and we got to do, you know, the right things on the court and off the court. A lot of this is going to be a culture type of change that we need, and so, you know, from a winning and losing standpoint, I don't know. I don't know with what we're doing, who we have, how that equates with who we're playing against, because I haven't been through the SEC yet. I know that we're picked to finish pretty low in the conference. That's okay. So, but my expectations too is that we give it our best every day. We come out with good attitudes, continue to work hard and be coachable, and then we'll just see what happens from there.
And if it's not wins and losses, what kind of things are you looking for from your team? What kind of things are you going to point out to them during the course of the year, as far as, you know, this is working?
Attitude and effort will be the two biggest things, and you know, because I think if we bring those two things, we're going to be successful. I really do, and I even mean that from a wins standpoint. That I think if we come every day and give our best effort, and if we come every day with a good attitude, and an attitude that's going to be, again, open to coaching, and an attitude where these young ladies love being around their teammates and love, they love Ole Miss, love representing this athletic department. But I think if we bring that every day, I think that's something that we as coaches are going to talk to them a lot about, you know. And it's, you know, from a statistical standpoint, that's not something that's measurable, but it's definitely something from us that's going to be easy to spot.
And then the SEC Network launches on Thursday. Just kind of the excitement surrounding that for the team, for the sport here in the SEC.
Oh, it's going to be great for our program. I mean, and the way that our guys are doing the filming and everything's going to be, you know, on the ESPN app. I think it's tremendous for us. Great opportunity, you know, to be in front of hundreds of thousands of people every single week, every time we get on the floor, that, you know, our players and their friends and families get to watch. Recruits will be able to watch us every single week. I think it's big time.
Have you already seen the difference in recruiting with being able to sell that to recruits and the recruits' parents?
Sure, I think so. I think, you know, recruits are impressed with Ole Miss. We bring them in and show them, you know, where our athletics is heading, and then we show them what we can do for them academically. And then when all of a sudden you throw in on top of it the SEC Network, I think it's just kind of like the icing on the cake. You know, we've already got a great product here. Now we get to put it on national TV every single week.